Okay, so a few things that happened in the chapter. It said, it talked about how Winnie decided that she wasn't going to run away, right? But then she decided, when she heard the noise, she decided to explore, right? She decided to look and see into the woods. So what happens is her house is on this area near the wood, and her family owns the wood. Okay, so where she ends up seeing Jesse, okay, it says it was another hot, heavy morning. So the question that I had asked on Friday, it said, what time of year is this novel taking place? And a lot of you wrote 1888 and 1920s. They don't give you a year. I wanted to know what time of year it's happening. So right now we're in August. That's the time of year, okay? So we're in August and it's hot and it's breathless, okay? So she encounters the toad again, right? And she wandered for a long time, looking at everything, listening to everything, okay? She stopped abruptly and crouched down. If it's really elves, she thought, I can have a look at them, okay? And though her instinct was to turn and run, meaning turn and run home, she was pleased to discover that her curiosity was stronger. So she was very curious to know what was happening, right? She's an only child, she's a little bit bored, and she's got a curious side. So, and then she came up behind a sheltering tree trunk and peered around it. And then her mouth dropped open, and all thought of running had melted away. So, sitting relaxed with his back against the trunk was a boy. Okay. So this boy is Jesse. Okay. So it's Jesse. And Jesse Tuck is the Tuck's son, right? And his brother is Miles, okay? So she sees him and he's sitting next to that big tree, and he carefully moves one pebble at a time, and beneath the pile of pebbles there is that spring, okay? And he decides to drink from it. Okay? So he notices her, she notices him, they start to talk, okay? And she says that this is her wood, right? It's her family's. And he says, oh, you're one of the Fosters then. So he knows who the Fosters are. Okay. So he said, I am Jesse Tuck. He answered, how do you do? So they go back and forth and they have a conversation. And then he says, she asks how old he is. And he says, I'm 104 years old. And she says, no, I mean, really, she persisted. He said, well, if you must know, I'm 17. That's because when they were 17, something happened to them with the spring. And they said in the last chapter, she gave clues, Mrs. Tuck, that they've been the same for 87 years, right? So now, fast forward 87 years. Okay, so he was 17, 87 years, they've been the same. That means 104. So right now, Jesse Tuck looks exactly like he did when he was 17, except that he's 104 years old. So she starts to laugh, right? And then he says, oh, are you married? She's like, no, I'm not married. I'm only 10, but I'll be 11 pretty soon. Okay. And she said she wanted to drink from the spring. And he says, oh, no, it's not. Don't drink from that. You mustn't drink from that. Why doesn't he want her to drink from that? What would happen? We have to think about that. Okay. So like I said, he was 17 and then he's been the same for 87 years. So he looks the same as he did when he was 17 years old. So then they're going back and forth and no, don't drink it. Okay. And then thank goodness, she said, here comes Ma and Miles. So now Miles and Jesse were meeting Ma in the woods because they hadn't seen each other in a long time. And Ma, when she realizes what's happening, says, well, boys, she said, here it is. The worst is happening at last. Why is it bad that they encountered Winnie? What do you think is going to happen in the next chapter? Think about that.